All right, so in talking about proof points, I think we all can relate to having. If I ran a poll right now, I'd be willing to bet money that about 80% of us probably have a database or a document someplace across our company that has a list of all of the past performance, and it kind of gives like boilerplate information that you can use for your proposals, right? And it's something that you can probably take and write down or just copy paste and drop inside your proposals as you are giving out these proof points. The challenge I have with that is, and that not just I have, but a lot of reviewers of proposals have, is the question bears itself, so what, right? You have created this stuff, you've done this stuff for this agency before, but so what, and why is it really applicable? So we talked about the STAR approach and identifying the situation, task, actions, and the actual results. But let's see that in actual real life scenarios. So a really great company that we work with, Associated Veterans, they've got some great case studies. And what these do is it kind of serves as two purposes. One of them is for the sake of on their website that we're able to have a very simple and fast approach to being able to explain, various case studies, to give a very quick and dirty of what they've done, where they've done it at, and why it would be applicable for an actual agency. The second purpose of this is when it's time for proposals, we've already got some engaging content that we can pull from to simplify the already kind of boilerplate approach that most of us tend to use in our proposals. Now, very important point to point out here. Within the proof point, what most of the time when we're writing a proposal, what we kind of do is we tend to bury it and into all of this content, right? So you've got this block of text, right? So imagine, let's use this real life example here. Let's say this is your proposal. It's taking up the entire page where I'm highlighting. In here, you'll probably have hidden somewhere where you'll say something like, for example, Team In Demand, did this same kind of work over at the VA when we supported XYZ and we did XYZ. The challenge there is that the reviewer has just read your proposal and maybe another 10 proposals, and they're tired. They're trying to figure out what's the point that you're trying to make. So if we look back and we talk about when we're looking at the graphical approach, there is an opportunity to be able to have call-outs, right? Things that bring attention to this. You might say, call it proof point, or call it, did you know, or have something that says, a direct past performance reference, or something where it calls out to that reader so they don't have to go trying to look for it. So here in this particular example, we've got, scenarios where we've kind of given this was the situation, we kind of build in what the task was within here, and then we kind of start talking around what was the results for this particular customer. Now, the reason why something like this is so important, again, as I just illustrated, is this now becomes dual purpose, right? So, you have it inside of your proposal, you make it engaging, so now someone can quickly and effectively see what the situation, task, actions, and results were. And then you have it in the call-out box. It gives it a nice graphical pop to it. So within your proposal, the reviewer can quickly see where you've done it at and where how you've done it and what the results were. And oh, by the way, if they go to your website, if they're looking at your website, they also see those additional proof points on your site as well. So it begins to just give a nice overlay of your company truly is the expert in that particular area of expertise that you are trying to illustrate. In addition to that, as some of you probably are very familiar with Shipley's, and I have done a lot of my proposal writing, and I've worked with a lot of groups where they're very Shipley focused, and even within the Shipley construct now, they are suggesting that you use graphics sometimes as much as every page of your proposal. Now, in my opinion, is that a bit overkill? It can be, right? But a graphic can mean a lot of different things. It can be call-outs. It can be illustrations, it can be diagrams, it can be infographics, it can be a number of different things. But I do think that helps to break up some of the monotony of having just straight blocks of text going down the page. So again, the proof point, I think it's a great opportunity to use a nice graphical call out, reduce some of the boilerplate content and be able to give something that's a little bit more star oriented, so you can then make it more engaging. It gives the reader an opportunity to really understand what the situation was, and then giving a quantifiable result at the end really helps to strengthen your value proposition within your proposal.